There we go. There we go. Okay, good to go. Okay, well, welcome everybody, and thank you all for being here, taking time tonight. We're going to take about an hour's worth of time to go over building a website using Portfolio. One of the things we want to do is we like to encourage people to build a website or a link to anything, Flickr, Instagram, 500 pics, whatever you might use, and get it to us. You can send it to me. We'd like to put a page up on our website so that other people can see your work, and new members can also see it if they're considering joining, that sort of thing. So anyway, I'm going to start off with a PowerPoint tonight on some of the considerations, some of the guidelines for putting together a website. This is a remake of one of a photo chat I did about 4 or 5 years ago, and I've just kind of focused in on using Adobe Portfolio this time. So it's something that just about everybody has. If you've got a Adobe Creative Cloud account, Photoshop, Lightroom, and so forth, then you have access to Portfolio. So anyway, my goal is to give some background on it, and we'll do a PowerPoint, we'll look at some examples, and then we'll do a demo on it and get us all done here in about an hour, something like that. Okay. So what I'll do, please do ask questions as we go along. And I'm going to bring up PowerPoint and share my screen. Let's see here. Down, share. Here we go. Okay. Share. Okay. Here we go. And I'm going to go up here to slideshow from current slide. There we go. Okay.
I recognize that.
Okay. Adobe Portfolio, showcase your images with a personal website. Most of us have a lot of images. A lot of them are award-winning images, and nobody really gets to see them. And it would be great if we had them up on our website. And there are lots of reasons to want a personal website. So we got old Lansel here, and yeah, if they're worth seeing, they're worth showing. So we'll get right into it here. 6 great reasons to build an online portfolio. Okay, your images are sitting on a hard drive, and they are rarely seen, probably not even by you.
Yep.
You want to showcase your best work for other photographers. You want a personal art gallery, one click away, so that you can visit your products from time to time, whatever you have put out there. Maybe you want to sell some images by e-commerce. You might want to organize your photos by project, maybe monochromes or sports or whatever it is that you particularly enjoy doing, birds, flowers, whatever it might be. And you like a creative challenge, because putting together a website is most definitely a creative challenge for you, a good one for the summer.
One
Okay.
other reason, can I add another reason?
Sure, go ahead.
Some of us are getting older, and we might want to have a permanent place for those photos to sit, so that when we have our memorial service, somebody can say, "Oh, you want to see Vita's photos?"
There you go. That's a good idea. Yeah.
Always
There's a
thinking
bunch of
ahead.
reasons out there. That's for sure. Okay. All right. I'm gonna fix my gallery here. There we go. So I can see what's going on. All right. So photo hosting platforms. Here we go. Everybody knows about Flickr, Google Photos, 500 pics, Instagram. Some of us have Instagram as well. Those are all great. They all have their purposes and so forth. Some of the easy gallery style sites are the one we're going to be looking at, Adobe Portfolio. SmugMug is another good one. SmugMug, Zenfolio, and Square, they're all great for online photo sales, that type of thing if you're interested in selling work. There's one size fits all type, non-photo specific web hosting platforms like WordPress, Wix, Square, and more out there. So there's kind of something for everybody out there. But tonight, we're going to focus on a custom digital home using Adobe Portfolio. Okay. So this is what I see when I pull up my screen. This is a screenshot of Portfolio, and you can see here there's 3 websites here. We're allowed to get a total of up to 5 on Portfolio. You can have 5 separate websites. So this is my general default site right here, monochromes right there. And then this one is, I've got a couple of portfolios in here. And these 2 sites are connected up onto this main site as well. I can go from here, whenever I open up Adobe, this is what I get. I can go edit a site. I can delete a site at any time. And that's, I really want to impart that to you guys, that you can sit there and play around with it and make whatever you want. If you don't like it, you just delete it. It's no big deal. It's gone. You can start again and, make a site just the way you like it. And when you're done editing for a while, you put it aside for a day or 2 and come back and edit some more when you got new ideas. So it's very much a project. Take your time. And there's no hurry to putting one together. Okay, so what does Portfolio have to offer? Password and right-click protection. Okay, so you can password protect your entire site if you like. So only you and a person with the password can get into it. You can do just right-click protection so that people can't go up here and right-click on your photos and copy them, that sort of thing. So that's very helpful. It's if somebody wants to copy your work, they're going to find a way to do it. But right-click protection is very helpful as some protection. As I was saying, you can make up to 5 individual websites. The templates are professionally designed. They seem to come up with new ones all the time, and we'll be looking at those here in just a short while. You can do your social media integration. There's plenty of room for that type of thing. Your own website domain name. So I have Craig Tom's Photography. It's one that I didn't have to purchase it because I don't think there's anybody else out there who's got that domain name, frankly. But I did go ahead and purchase it anyway, just to have it as my own. You can customize your web pages, layouts, fonts, and so forth. Make it any which way you want, and load images direct from Lightroom as well. It's included, as I mentioned, also with your subscription to Adobe Creative Cloud. So it's free in the sense that you've already paid for it, and it comes along with the rest of your subscription. Okay, so just a few thoughts about website design here. You want to be uncluttered, your homepage, visually powerful. People land on it. They want to be able to make sense of it, fairly quickly and not have it too cluttered. There's a navigation panel, and you'll be able to easily get up there and click around using the links on that panel. a lot of traffic that you're going to get these days is by tablet. Lots of viewers on tablets, and God forbid looking at your artwork on a cell phone. But yeah, that's there too. So it is mobile friendly. You'll be able to preview what you put together in various formats, whether it's a computer, a tablet, or a cell phone. You'll be able to preview that before you actually publish your site. Social media links, contact page. Usually I just do an about/contact page. Makes it a lot easier to reach you if you've got that going, and show your human side on the about page. So keep it short and sweet. No dissertations, anything like that. Just, of course, you can do that if you want, but I like to keep it simple anyway. Okay, so when it comes to presenting your images, watermarks and copyright information and all that really kind of detract and probably should be handled a little bit differently. And instead of putting it right on your images, you can do copyright, all rights reserved as a standard web page footer. So each page will have the same footer, copyright, JJ Jingleheimer Schmidt, all rights reserved, that type of thing down at the bottom of each page of your website. Captions and titles, you can put those on. Image names, locations, awards, any information that you want to put, you can most definitely put on each of your images or in text boxes as you go through. And you want to keep it visual. So you want to focus on the images and showcase your passion, which in this case is a pigeon looking at the Eiffel Tower from an overturned shopping cart. There we go. So which images to present? You might have a nice set of portfolio grade images that you'd like to put together on a page, keeping it fairly simple. A lot of people would, kind of go with that sort of an approach, but not necessarily. Everybody can do what they want. It's your space, and you go ahead and show what it is you want, which is basically who you are. So maybe you're doing a bunch of travel photos, something like that, sports or something along that line, or you got a lot of family photos going on, this sort of thing. All this, maybe some family photos. There you go. The whole schmear right there, which is fine. It's up to you to put what you want in there. But if you're going to do a portfolio, there's certain guidelines you want to follow. So you want to select complementary images in a portfolio, first of all. So it could be all monochromes or all the same aspect ratio, that type of thing. As Rob Strain was telling us a couple of weeks ago in his presentation, the portfolio is only as good as the weakest image. I think most of us are aware of that, but yeah, it's something to think about when you're putting a portfolio together. Using a consistent style, theme, or development in your galleries. Okay. Place your monochromes and colors in separate galleries. Use similar aspect ratios. And, generally less than about 20 or so, keep it uncluttered in a portfolio. So there's quite a bit actually that goes into portfolios. These are just some general guidelines for it. Okay, so you can personalize your domain as well. Your domain name is your website's home address. So I've got craigtomsphotography.com. You can use a custom domain that's unique and keep it short, like greglillyphotography.com. I'm sure that there's no one else is using that particular domain right there. So that would work for you, Greg, out there. You want to make it easy to pronounce and spell whatever you do use for your domain. And a searchable keyword can help also, like could be anything, old trucks, monochromes, something like that that you might want to insert into your URL. And when you do get a website URL, when you settle on one, you can go to domain.com, godaddy.com, or Namecheap. I think I spend something like $12 a year for through Namecheap to get craigthomasphotography.com. So I basically own that, and so it's not as if anyone else is going to get it, but I've got it. It's mine. So far, have we got any questions? Anybody have a particular question or a comment that they want to make?
I had a question about the Adobe site or the Adobe connection. If I were to give up my,
Mm-hmm.
$20 a year, a month, whatever it is I'm paying them, would this website disappear?
Yes, I think you can only get it through your Adobe Creative Cloud subscription. It's one of about probably over 100 apps that Adobe carries.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you sell on the Adobe website?
Can you spell?
Sell.
Sell.
S-E-L-L.
Sorry, spell. Can you sell? It's not really a sales platform. One of the others would be something to go with, like Zenfolio or SmugMug, Square, that type of thing would be the thing if you're planning on selling. This is not a sales platform here. Although some of us, like Gene, slip in a little note in there saying, if you really want to buy something, contact me here. So you could do that too.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. So what you want to do to start out, you select your images before you begin putting together your website. Get your images together in folders. Say these are monochromes, these are old truck pictures, here are flowers, that type of thing. Whatever you're putting together on a given page, put them in a folder on your desktop so that they're ready to go, so you don't have to be hunting around while you're building your website. So that's the first thing to do. Then you select your website template, and we're going to go there in a few minutes. Look at those. You upload your images, put in the titles and captions. Very easy to do. Set the security for the site. That is basically 2 clicks. And customize the pages however you like, whether it's fonts or colors or whatever you might want to do. You go ahead and customize it. And then you publish the site, which amounts to, when you're satisfied with it, you push a large green button that says publish on it, and it goes live. And what Portfolio does is it gives you a website domain. It just gives you one that's just sort of made up, and you can go ahead and change that if you like. But it goes live. And then you can add that unique web address if you like. Okay, so what we'll do, we're ready to take the leap here. We'll go and take a look at Jean's portfolio, all done on Adobe Portfolio. Okay, so she's got a landing page here. That's what she's got. It's her home page. Here's her portfolio and some about information. And
We're
here's
not, we're not seeing anything, Craig.
You're not seeing anything?
No, just we're still on ready to take a leap.
Oh, Lord. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and let's see here. Oops. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go right into Adobe. And just what I have to do is, okay, can you see this? Are you
Yes,
seeing anything? No?
yeah,
The black and white
It's
focusing
test
diagram.
screen.
Oh, it's a test screen? Okay.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I want to go on this page right here, and I'm going to down. I'm going to go in there, and I'm going to go right to my site. Okay. Are you able to see that?
No,
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 still, we're still seeing the
Yes.
entry
slideshow.
slide. Yeah, the
Okay.
focus slide.
Okay.
Maybe if you close that up.
Yeah.
You might want to stop sharing and share the right screen.
Yeah, I think I'll stop sharing here. Here we go. Okay. I'm going to go down here and open this up. Okay. I'm going to share my screen again and share. Okay.
yeah.
I'm going to go here, there, and I'm going to go here. I'll show you my site. Can you see that?
yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So yeah, this is mine, and it's as you can see, it's got various pages here. Minimalist, dark sky, new images, restoration, so forth. So each one of those is a separate page right there. And I've got a link to my two other sites here at Portfolio. Okay, and then so we have a couple of portfolios put together here. And this is the type of thing that Jean has done on her site as well. She's put together a grid page right here of various images. Okay, here's a desert light. That's another one. And Jean has done this with her all of her Starry Night and Nightscape types of get that out of there, and I'm going to get this out of there, and there we go. And I'm going to go right to Jean here. I'm going to find Jean. Here we go. Jean Scott photography.
Enter. Enter.
Got it?
Yep.
All right. There you go. All right. Jean has this landing page right here. Here's her portfolio right there, her about and her contact pages. Open up portfolio, and she has a lot of information about her After Dark collection right here. Very elegant looking. So she has her Milky Way page right there. And you can just simply cycle through her images that she's taken. All very nice. We go back to portfolio again and we look at the cityscapes. Here's some really spectacular stuff. I mean, look at this.
Jiminy Christmas.
Yeah, look at that. It's fabulous.
Yeah,
There you go. Very nice stuff. And her last page here, night skies. to take a look at some of this here. Look at that. Gene, I love this one. This one is just, it's just beautiful.
Thank you. That's that was taken in Death Valley.
Yeah, yeah,
Nice.
very nice.
That's great.
Where was the Aurora Borealis taken?
Chena Hot Springs, Alaska,
Hmm.
in March at 30 below zero.
Oh, great.
Bless your little heart.
It was chilly.
All very nice, Gene. Beautiful,
Thank you.
beautiful stuff. Yeah, no question about it. And here is about Jean right there, some information about her. Okay. And then if you want to contact her, just go right there and she's got a contact page. And so all of my stuff is similar to this. And you must have used the same template that I did, Jean. So
I don't know. You know how it is at the beginning. You try on a half a dozen of them or more.
yeah. Okay.
My intention was to do this as the after dark material, and then, as you did,
Mhm.
have other websites, perhaps with other topics. I just haven't ever gotten around to that.
Well, what we'll do now is we'll go here and we'll open up. Yeah, let's see, I'm going to open up, where am I? I'm going to go right to there. All right, I hope you can all see this. Here's portfolio right here.
Looking at Good Evening, Craig.
Oh. All right. All right. I'm
And
going to
the
stop.
hired Mr. Scott Pelley.
I'm going to stop sharing again. I'm going to go one more time to share. I'm going to go here. We'll share it. There we go. Yes, always fun. Where would we be without technical difficulties here?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what I see when I go to my site right here on Portfolio. So I can edit any one of these three sites right here. But tonight what we'll do is we'll make a new site right here. You can make up to 5
Yay.
of them. So this is where it takes you. You're going to make a new site. Wants to know if you want to do a full portfolio or a welcome page. And a welcome page is simply a one page, one image on it, landing page for you to go to some of your social media sites, whatever other website you might have. So a welcome page is not what we're interested in tonight. We'll look at doing a full portfolio. And you can see that we have all these different layouts here, some of which are quite complicated and more than we want to bite
Is that going to
off.
bother you? Is
Sorry?
that going to bother you?
Here we go. So we'll keep it simple. Go with something simple like Lucas right here.
Lucas.
Yeah. And give Lucas a try here. Okay. So this is a template, and what you do is decide if it's something that's going to work for you. You can see that it has web pages similar to what Gene had, and we have a grid right here. Okay, and all of these pictures can be cycled through just like Gene's were. Okay, and it's fairly simple. We have the about contact work. Here's a logo up here. This would be the masthead area right in there. And your social media is up here in the corner, right here, all of your links for social media. So we'll go, okay, this is simple. I like it. I'm going to use this theme. And we wait for a couple of minutes here until it loads up. And what it's going to do is load up a bunch of stuff that I've done in the past because that's what it thinks I want. So this is it in basic form right here, and we're going to change the whole thing up. Now, what we'll do is just do a walkthrough of how this, how a page is put together. All your work is done over here on this side, right here. Everything is done right over here. And so we'll just introduce you to this. First of all, if I go here, that brings me back to my site. Okay. If I go here, that will add a page. We'll just look at the pages here. Okay, here are the pages that are up right now. These pages, it is brought up for me. And you'll notice that you can take any of these and switch them around. You can take Salton Sea and put it down at the bottom if you want. And do that kind of thing with any page that you put together. You can edit the title, edit the URL, add a password and so forth right here. In fact, we'll just do that real quick here. We'll edit the title on work, which is actually home. Okay. So we now have home up here. And yeah, as I say, you can do anything, including delete the page if you don't want it anymore. Or you can just turn it off like that. And we'll turn off all of these. They're all turned off because we're going to make a brand new page right here. So what we'll do, we'll click add a page. And we'll call it, stuff out of the way here, we'll call it Desert Images. Okay. Create the page. Okay, here we are. We're at the very beginning of starting this thing here. So we can add one image at a time. We can add text, put in a text box anywhere, do a photo grid. I generally don't do much of anything with these buttons over here, but a photo grid is really a great place to start. So we'll click on that and do a photo grid. We'll upload our files. I'll hold down the control button here as we pick images. Now it went right to this site here because all these desert images I have in a folder on my desktop, and I'd already been to it and it knew to go there. So we'll go hold down the control button, go click, 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 click. Just a whole bunch of images here, anything that looks promising. Okay. So all those images, about a dozen or so, I have just clicked on, and it's going to load them all up. Okay, so everything is loaded up, and this is a pretty massive grid right here. So if I want to do something about that, I can go to any of these blue boxes for editing. Okay, navigation, the logo. You can go to one of these blue boxes and edit. So what we'll do is we'll edit the grid style first of all, and I'm going to press this button here. We'll limit it to 4, about 5. What happens if we do 6 images per row? We'll do 4, okay, which is manageable. All right. The gutters, I can make them a little bit bigger if I like, make them smaller, anything like that. So maybe about 10, somewhere in there. And then I can, of course, move this thing up and down with this button over here. The below button will just leave at 0 because all it does is affect this footer. And since we're at the footer, we'll do this. This right here is this right here. It's a little bit of code put in there. And we're going to just put in Um, all content, copyright, um, Darcy Quimby. All rights reserved. And now that's going to show up on every page that we have throughout. Okay, so we have our footer done there. All right. Now that I've got this grid up here, I can go to the photo grid and go, all right, I want to manage the images here. And I'm going to add a caption. Okay, we'll go to Desert Queen Ranch right there at midnight, something like that. Cap Rock by Starlight, say right there. Bill Keys Ranch. Wish my typing was better. Moon. Oops. And Dune. There we go. Okay. I've started with those. There we go. And then we'll go up here and we'll go, okay, Desert Queen Ranch. I've got a nice caption on each one of these. Okay, Moon and Dune. Here we go. So Desert Queen Ranch. And everything has a caption on. I don't know that you can see it because I've got my screen. There it is. Okay. But everything has a caption. Okay. And if I really want to, I can go ahead and add some of these images in down below. So I'm going to take, say, take Cap Rock here. I'll open that. Okay. And I could add any number of images. I can just keep adding some of those images down below here if I want. Not necessary, but if you want to, you can do that. So we'll do width and alignment since it's rather large. We'll go down to about 50% right in there and give it a little bit of space, like 100 or so up above, and below, give it 100 as well, close to it. Okay. And then this particular image and every other image I can add a caption to if I like. I can go ahead and put in Cap Rock there. Okay. Any other information I want to put in, if it was 2018 award winner, anything along that line that I want to do underneath there. And I can change the font right here if I like. Let's give it 15 and we'll change the color as well. There, make it a little bit brighter, too bright, but that's all right. So you can go through and add images like that, one after another, down through here. Okay, we're going to go down here to about 40 or so on a vertical. And I can do the same thing. Go here, I can add a caption. I can delete the image. Oh, you can reorder page content. So I can put this up here if I want. Save new order. There we go. So that's kind of what you can do in a nutshell. It's simple enough. So we'll go back here and we'll go to we'll go to actually what we'll do is we'll preview it. Let's just take a quick look and see what we have so far. All right. This is what we have right now. Okay, that's a preview. And this is the green button for publishing, but we won't publish yet. We'll go back to the edit. Before we do that, this is what it looks like on a computer screen. Here it is on a vertical tablet. Here it is horizontally on a tablet. This is what it looked like on a phone. So it has a different look on each different format. Okay, so we'll go back to edit here. And I'm going to go home. All right. And I'm going to turn the masthead off because it's in the way right now. That's the masthead. Now, okay. Instead of doing a whole bunch of pages, we'll do this. We'll go right here and we'll say that I've just made up a bunch of pages and I'm going to turn them all on here. I'm going to add them in. Okay. So now we have six pages here, which are really kind of dominating the screen. So I'll go to customizing the page covers. We'll give it 3 columns. I'll make the gutters a little bit bigger just for fun. And we'll bring the top margin down a little bit, something like that. Our bottom margin still here. Okay. And then if I want to, I can change out any of these cover images here. You see where I went? I just went right here to edit cover image. And now I can go, okay, well, maybe I want, how about this one right here? Okay, I'm going to put that one in there. And I can move it a little bit here. We'll move it over. Okay. And there are quite a few things you can do with the images and so forth in terms of customization. And that would be something you'd want to explore. You'd want to get in here. I want to give you enough information here to start with something and not be completely overwhelmed. So I hope nobody's overwhelmed yet. Okay.
You're
Now,
a good teacher.
well, thank you. Okay, a couple other things here. I'm going to go ahead and turn back on the masthead. All right. And we have to do something about this. So I'm going to click on this masthead title and we're going to go, no, I'm not doing this. We're going to do Darcy Quimby, and we'll get pretentious here and we'll say the desert images. And that's really big. So I'll go over here and change the font down to about 50, something like that. Okay. And we'll check out our margins here. The top is fine, but the bottom, we're going to bring up quite a ways. I'm going to go back up here and I'm going to go to the text. Scroll down to see more. We don't need, what we do need is a ton of information about these images. Okay. Okay. And the text, I'm also going to check the margins. I'm going to bring that up like that. Okay. Now I'm going to play around with the option with the height on this thing because it's awfully big. I do that. The margins, that's what I want. Okay, below. I can do right, left. I'm going to go. Let's see here. Title.
Like you're
Margins.
trying to reduce the distance. That.
Yeah, I'm going to reduce the distance here. Okay, column top margin, there we go. I'm gonna bring that up. And I'm gonna do one last thing here. I'm gonna go and put in a background on the masthead. There we go. I'm gonna upload. Let's see, how about this one right here? Okay,
Beautiful.
okay. Now, I don't need a scroll down button. I'm gonna get rid of that, take that out. The masthead title. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it at that for now. But one thing I can do is can check this right here, the auto height thing. And then I can either do this sort of an action when I am scrolling down the page, or let's see here, masthead. Well, trust me, there's a way to fix that. I'll just have to work on it myself here. This is where I always kind of get lost. All right, options. Oh, there we go. This is what I want. Okay. So I've gone to background, masthead background options, and I've put it the photo within the content area, and I can go don't scale it, or I can cover as much as possible, or I can just do something like that. Okay. Okay, so we're at the home page right now. One other thing before we kind of get out of here is go to navigation, which is up here. Go to the navigation. And I would like all of these pages right here to show up along this area up here. So what I'm going to do is click off links and click off the logo, which this is the logo right here. Click that off. And I'm going to put in these subtitle pages right down here. But before I do that, I'm going to change the width. Okay. All the way out. There they go.
Say that again, you changed the width of,
I changed the width. Yeah, I went to the navigation container and I put the width all the way up to 100%. You see?
so
I
we could
can-
see all of those things on one line.
Yeah, you see right there.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay. Kind of the last thing here is the contact page. So we'll go look at that. And same thing, we've got this, you can go ahead and do whatever you want. Let's edit the page info. So I'll go about/contact. And then I think what I'll do is I'll put in a picture right here. We'll go like that. All right. And I'm going to change the width on this way down. Okay. I can also bring it up or down, that type of thing right there. And if I want, I can put in some text right here. So I can put in some text saying, I am a photographer and I enjoy photographing things. There we go.
But not spelling.
All right, great. See,
And it doesn't spell check.
I definitely did not take typing in school. So, okay, there we go. Hey, that's perfect. There we go. All right, so you can put in that. And then what you do is you put your name in, if you're responding to this, your email address and your message right here. All of this can be customized. You know, you can do whatever you would like, your change fonts and so forth, all that good stuff. So it's all pretty straightforward. Um, you just get lost every now and then. That's all. Find your way back out. So there we have it. We're back home now. Okay, we have our contact page. And so we're going to preview the site one more time. Here we go. All right. Okay. All right. Joshua Tree. Take a look. Yes, all kinds of Joshua Tree images here. Okay. Let's go back. Here's Desert Images. That's the one that we put in ourselves here tonight. There it is. And the ones I've given a caption to right there. All very easy to do. Okay. So everything seems to be in order, but what I will do is just look at it again down here at the preview. There it is on a tablet, sideways on a tablet, cell phone, and cell phone right there. Okay. So right now, it looks pretty good, and I'm going to go ahead and do one more thing. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do one more thing. I've got to go back to edit because I want to show you guys the settings right here. Okay, so it takes me right to the domain name right here when I push on settings. This is the domain it's given me right here. So what we'll do is we'll call it Darcy, Quimby photos. Okay. Darcy Quimby photos at, let's see, .myportfolio.com. I'm going to go ahead and apply that. It's telling me up here that my subscription was successfully set. Okay. So that's great. Now the site options, I want to disable. You go to site options here. I'm going to go to disable the right click. Okay. And if I want password protection, I go right here, just click that button and put in a password, and that protects the whole site right there. Okay. There's a bunch of other possible settings along here. Homepage, here. But the important ones are the domain name, site options, and password protection. That's pretty much about it, unless you're going to get into analytics and search optimization, all that good stuff. Darcy Quimby photos. Now we're going to publish it. Hit the green button. View your site.
Hey,
There it is.
Craig, thanks for all the cool photos. I've never been to the stand-ins, but now I can say I have.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Bill Keys, Desert Queen Ranch, you got a Salton Sea. Yeah,
Hmm.
So there you go. So, that is more or less it in a frantic 1 hour nutshell right there. Putting it
Very
together.
cool.
Thank you,
Um,
Craig.
Yeah,
Yes,
I think we
thanks.
covered
Thank you.
everything. I hope we didn't lose anybody in there, but
Now,
the main thing is you want to go on there, you want to experiment. Take your time and experiment. There's no hurry. And if you decide that you don't want to have the site published, then you can unpublish it. All you have to do is go back to here's the site right here. Here's my 3, and here's the one we just made. And I could do a 5th one too if I want. I can either edit the site again right here, or I can delete the site. You want me to leave it up for a while, Darcy?
No, you can go ahead and delete it.
All right. All right. So we'll go ahead and delete it. Confirm. Gone. So,
Now,
the thing to do is just to play around with it because you can't go wrong. Load your images up. Do it like a grid type of a thing like Gene did and like we demonstrated here, and you really can't go wrong. All your stuff will be up there and people can see it.
now I don't know if I missed, can you like link the Craig Tom's My Portfolio and the monochrome on My Portfolio? Can you link that to your craigtomsphotography.com or no? Did I miss?
Yeah, this one
Okay.
here and this one here are both linked to this one right here. So
Okay.
let me pull this up. There's the site. Um, and they're in the portfolio right here.
Ah, okay.
I've got them both linked in there. So that is the page right there. So Desert Light and Solitudes, both right in there. And then if I want to go back to my home page, here's the link for that. It's also up here at the top. Bio, contact, Solitudes.
Okay.
Okay. We'll go
Okay.
back to the home page.
So, so I have a question.
Mhm.
Where the photos, where do they reside?
They
Are
reside on
you
your.
uploaded into Portfolio and then they're stored by Adobe there, which would be different than the Adobe Cloud. And I mean, there's so many places this stuff could be. So,
I would have to say, I mean, to the best of my knowledge, they just reside on the Adobe Cloud. Yeah,
Hey,
it just,
Craig.
yeah.
So I was playing around with these portfolios after your last webinar on this. I was so taken by it. So I
Yeah.
put together a couple of sites and played around with it. And
Mhm.
somewhere, I don't know, saw a video, whatever, it basically said to use Lightroom Classic to feed Lightroom, the non-classic, Lightroom Mobile or whatever they call it.
Mhm.
desktop. Yeah, they really confuse you with all the names.
And have
Yeah.
Lightroom, and then Lightroom. So I set up collections in Lightroom Classic, and a collection then was synced to a similar or linked to collections in Lightroom, and
Mhm.
those collections were synced to Portfolio automatically. So all I had to change
Yeah.
was the image in Lightroom Classic. It would then propagate the change into Lightroom and then into the portfolio. It did it all automatically.
There you go. Yeah, you can go right from Lightroom into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I typically just take stuff off of my computer that I want on there and leave the Lightroom stuff alone. But yeah, you can do it that way too, and whatever works.
It's slick.
That's great. That's great.
I, yeah, I don't know about Portfolio. I've used SmugMug for so many years, and the reason was because you can sell from there. And I didn't get rich selling, but I do sell a few things every once in a while. And the thing SmugMug integrates into Lightroom Classic, and so you have your file section, your collection section, and your publishing section, and whatever you do in the publishing section ends up, if you add a new folder and move a folder underneath another folder, it does all that work for you in SmugMug. So I don't have I, I was watching you do all these things and I was thinking, oh, when I set up SmugMug, I had to make all those decisions, you know.
Mhm.
Now I've got the profile right. And once you get the profile right, it was, oh, what do you want? Oh, this folder goes underneath this one. Do done.
Oh,
Publish.
boom.
Yeah, and I was trying to see if Portfolio had that, but what I just heard Dean say was they do it from Lightroom Desktop, from the cloud side,
Yeah.
and that can be fully automated too.
Yeah.
You just start using that space. That's the only downside to it. And I don't know. Do you know, Dean, when it goes through typically, when you go from Lightroom Classic, which has got your raw files, to Lightroom, um, all those that are moving to the cloud are just smart objects. And so they're relatively small. Versus, I've got, I don't know, 10 or 15,000 photos in Lightroom desktop, and they take like, what do you get, 20 gigabytes? And I'm using about half of it with 15,000 photos because they're all going upward, which means they're only smart objects. When you go the other way around, though, if you take a photo and go into Lightroom desktop and then it automatically moves down into classic, but that moves the full photo down. And now you're starting to
It
talk
does.
about
It
megabytes
does.
per photo.
Oh.
So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it looked very familiar. I mean, it's different, but yeah.
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 They all have kind of similar features. Not all of them have the same functions. Like you can sell from SmugMug, direct from SmugMug, and several others.
Yeah, they just send me a check every once in a while if I'm so lucky.
So I have a question, Craig. Those photos that you put on your desktop, what size were they?
Those were the same size that we put in competition.
Okay.
Yep, same size. So it
So
won't
you
take.
size them down?
Yeah, well, let's see, what were they? Mostly 1080 by 1920 or somewhere in there, or even the old measurements. Yeah,
So you don't have the full size edited one on your thing, and it just automatically takes the smaller size? Or
takes a smaller size. Yeah, yeah.
you have to do you have to do that, or is it automatic?
It's automatic. It will take a large file, for example, but it takes a while too. You have to sit there longer. So I just take the ones right out of, whatever's been in competition or, that type of thing and just put them right in. Yeah. So,
Very interesting.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
I wasn't unaware of Portfolio. It's interesting. It's an Adobe product, and when you go to Creative Cloud, you would think
Yeah.
that it would bring up Portfolio, but it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. You
It's
have
like,
to
where did this
sometimes,
come?
they've got so many apps on there, and sometimes I found where is it? I don't see it. And so I
Yeah.
just type in portfolio in the search bar and find it.
Right, and if you
Yeah.
click on Home, you won't see it. But if you click on
Yeah.
Apps in the cloud,
Yeah.
it does show it to your portfolio. Create your own personalized website. So
So what I did is just put an icon down on my taskbar and I just go directly to it, just bring it right up and go into it. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. I mean, they just there are so many apps out there now that it's just really mind blowing to look at what they offer. You can't even imagine what they all do.
I got a couple of things. First, I see Patrick, but I want to know who Cameron Klubel
oh,
is.
that's the other club I belong to, and that's their URL, and that's so I and rather than log out of this one and log into my own profile, I just use it. So yeah, it's the Zoom host for the Sun City Shadow Hills Photography Club.
Okay. Okay. Cameron Club. Okay.
My other point was, we all go through transitions, and this is last information meeting, and this one just shows how this club is still very vital with transitions that we didn't want, but we got. And I'm just so thankful that we got you guys up there helping us keep this alive and making it stronger than it has been. It's wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. And anybody who wants to give this a shot, if you run into any difficulty, anything like that, or if there are several of you who would like to do something a little bit more in depth, we could just do a little workshop on one and just kind of, walk through it with 2 or 3 people and put something together. Tonight was just an intro, And, there's quite a bit to it. You can get into it just like you can get into any of these programs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
Craig.
I was watching you change all the fonts and all that, and I'm going, man, every program has that, and you just have to do it, right?
Pat, one thing about it though that I didn't show you guys is that you can set those parameters at the outset. There's so much to show you on this. I couldn't get it all in there, but you can set those parameters over there. Just go global and say, I want Helvetica 16 point, whatever in red, all of my everything, and you can do it for every single one of the categories, whether it's a logo or you can do them all separately, or for images. Saves a lot of time.
Yeah.
I would also say, Craig, that the list that you gave of the sequence of events when you're designing your first website, that's really good. And I would underscore that, it's tempting to, for me at least, it was really tempting to just jump into Portfolio and start designing and picking the look I wanted to have.
Yeah.
And that gets very convoluted if you don't already have your photograph selected. So Craig's instruction was a very good one, which is know first what images you want to include on your website, how you might want to categorize them into separate galleries, a little of this and a little of that and a little of that, and know that in advance because it's much easier to do that and then start playing with Portfolio.
Yeah.
I did it the other way around and I learned the hard way.
So did I.
Me too. So
One
you
issue-
get in there, you just get in there and mess around with it, play around, and then delete the site, come back and try it again until you get a little bit more used to it,
Yeah.
and then when
I've got two questions,
Yeah.
Craig. Do you ever rotate your images up there and drop off the old images or not?
Good question. Good
Yep.
question.
Yep.
And then the other question, do you want to make that little announcement why we did the portfolio at the start of the summer? Or
Yes,
me too.
because we're hoping that everyone will take it on as a small summer fun project to do, to get their images up. And in one form or another, whether you use Portfolio or anything else, any of the other programs out there, but get a link to us so we can put it on a page, and everybody's images can be seen that way. So.
And then July and August, last summer, we did a photo share on what we were doing in our summer vacation. This year, I wouldn't mind highlighting a few of, how much progress you've made on your portfolio, or if you already have your portfolio done, to encourage others to get involved in the summer project.
Okay.
Good.
All right. So, well, that's what I have for you tonight.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I'll
you.
go ahead. I'll put it up on the web tomorrow morning. I'll put it up on a YouTube. It'll be on News Etc. tomorrow. So if anybody wants to go back to it and have a look back through.
It was very helpful.
Thank you,
Very
Craig.
helpful.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thanks, Craig. Great stuff.
Good
All
job,
right, you guys.
Good job.
Good night, everybody.
All right.
Thank you.
Night.
Bye,
Good night.
night.